First, again, start off, your personal presentation is always key. The way you're dressed is going to give a first impression to anybody walking into the room, vendor and or client. A polo, a pair of black pants, a pair of black dress shoes, a good way to start off. Your first impression is going to sell you and sell us. So make sure you go in, talk to them, say hello, introduce yourself to the client. Make sure you get a vendor contact, so in case there's any issues with the equipment, you have someone to talk to. At all times, if there is an issue with equipment or you don't have enough equipment, always go to the vendor. So what we've done is we've got a small mixer, and we've run the output of the mixer, comes into the input of the top EQ.
Correct.
From the output of the top EQ, we've run it to the speaker. Just to give a quick test, we got some pink noise going. So we should be seeing it starting to move just a little bit. So you can see it. What we've got in the corner is JBL Smart. We're just using this as a reference tool to be able to show you guys what the EQ does, what the sound pressure is doing as it's moving through, as it's going through the chain. So again, I'm going to bring the pink noise up. You'll see on the EQ that we're starting to see a little bit of signal on the EQ to know that it's working. We just killed it at the EQ, so we know that it's in. On this particular EQ, you have a range which is 6 or 15. The EQ can be in or out. We want it in. And you have a high pass filter, which is sweepable, starting at 12 and going up to 285 hertz. We're going to leave it engaged, but we're not going to do anything with it yet. I'll move out of the way so you can see it. All right, now let's do a little EQing. Rob?
So I'm wearing two lavaliers right now, and I'm just explaining that for our setup again. One is for the recording, and then this lower one right here is going through the small soundboard here. And it's coming out a speaker that I've placed right next to me. And I'm going to turn up this lavalier in that speaker right now. 1, 2, hey, 1, 2, hey, 1. And the Smart is reading out a microphone that's placed in front of the speaker about 20 feet. 1, 2. Now you can hear some frequencies kind of jumping out in audibly, and at the same time that the quality is not 100% of what it could be in this setup.
Now this is beyond the balance you would normally have in a setup, correct? So normally you would take the mic, get yourself to a comfortable level, and then like right now you've gone beyond that level to see where you can go and see if any issues.
Yes, I've exceeded in volume, the natural ability of this setup to work properly.
Also with this setup, a speaker traditionally doesn't go behind a presenter. Traditionally the speaker would be in front of the presenter, but for this demonstration we want to make sure that you're in a pro feedback situation.
Correct, but unfortunately we've all wound up in this situation at the same time. So we could see on the measurement that there's somewhere around 125 maybe is a little bit strong. I'm gonna bump it actually. 1, 2, 1. And you can see how sensitive this has become. So if I cut out 125, immediately it should sound a little bit better in the room. And we're also hearing something higher than that. I'm going to kind of just bump these up right here. So this one is one that I heard that was particularly irritating. And now I'm going to cut that out. Now you can see with just these two cuts, we've made a great stride towards like our control that we have over this audio situation, and that the audio has become much clearer.
Okay, so also just real quickly, not only speaker placement plays into it, also the location of the microphone that's on, Rob, also the type of the microphone that could be on, all could play into this. And just so you know, when you're looking at this, these EQ notches that he's taken are situation specific to this room. Every room is going to be different. Every situation is going to be different. Most of what you're seeing being cut right now, we're doing it for this demonstration.
So I also hear something else. I hear something here, which I happen to pick out as 500. And when I bump it a little bit, you can hear it become pronounced. If I bump it more, it actually feeds back. So I cut out a little bit of 500. It sounded a little weird, so I'm gonna put a little bit back. Maybe try and even sneak a little bit more of this back. 1, 2. I think we've shown that 3 simple cuts, not very deep, can help you to have much cleaner audio.
And again, this is all right in front of a speaker. So now if Rob was standing a little bit behind, let's see if we can get him to go take a few steps back.
1, 2, hey.
Now I can raise the gain on this.
1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, hey, 1, 2. Talking.
Still raising
1,
the
2,
gain, still
1,
taking the
2.
gain up.
Hey, 1, 2.
Now as Rob was to move closer to the speaker,
1, 2, 1, 2.
you're
Hey,
going to start to hear it take off.
1, 2, hey, 1, 2.
But still, with those notches that Rob already took,
1.
he's made it a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the EQ out, just again quickly show
1, 2.
what could happen.
1, 2,
So
hey.
this is with the EQ in,
1, 2. 1,
this is
2.
with the EQ
1,
out,
2.
EQ back in.
1, 2.
So this is a quick technique in EQing. Again, it's set up as your signal goes from the output of the console to the input of the EQ, from the output of the EQ to the speaker. Thanks.